Welcome back, guys. As you can tell by my shirt, it is a little bit toasty back here and I should probably shave at one point. But what I want to talk about today is CRTD, because this ticker pre-market wasn't really that nice, but right at the market open, it did something that I really like to trade. Lately, I haven't been getting super aggressive on this setup, but this time I did. And you can see here CRTD, I only did one trade on this one and it was my biggest winner. Overall, we traded OSAT, WORX as well, CRTD. But again, this one, there was the perfect setup and I got aggressive. So let's talk a little bit about it first, and then I'll talk about the other two tickers as well. So coming here to the watch list really fast, CRTD, it was the second lead gapper at the day, but there was no news. Let me remove this. But shares spiked Monday after they generated some interest from retail trading community. CRTD popped up on Wall Street Bets and some other places as they noted high short interest stock. They had a 42% short float. And again, this float here is only $7.8 million. Usually in my watch list, I'm always saying, USD company, 50% gapper, 68 million market cap, 8 million float. Now at the time, I wasn't really super interested at trading it because it was lacking bigger volume. And let me show you guys the pre-market trend on CRTD. CRTD, BLIN is kind of popping out of nowhere land. So yeah, pre-market, yeah, there were some nice moves. This was extended hours yesterday, and this was here 4:30 to 7, which, TOS, you can't trade at that time. So 7 a.m. is really the pre-market open, and this honestly didn't look so good. There was a quick little pop here to the upside, 15% pop. I could have maybe traded this pullback, but this isn't on a clear upside yet, clear front side move, so I'm not really getting aggressive. And this is all backside. And you guys know lately I've been really hesitant to trade backside. It hasn't really been good for me. But what we did see is, in the past, this ticker, every time it sells off around 30%, 20%, little past 20%, sometimes it really gears up for these nicer pops. Here's another 30% sell off, 32%. And what I also liked on this one is, check this out, on the 4-hour down here, huge support here at the $6 and at the 9 EMA, which is big support zones for an uptrending stock. So what we did on CRTD is realize that this kept on selling off. There was a bit of a morning panic. Now, morning panics, I usually like to accumulate around 6%, and this ticker opened up right here, so it was only around 4%. So I didn't get in with full size. I was kind of hoping I would go with like 2,000, 2,500 shares. But again, I was like, this could easily keep selling off into the 70s, maybe even the 60s. So I'm not going to get super aggressive just yet. Ultimately, buyers came in just like myself. They were buying that morning panic around that big support, like we were just talking about. And we were looking for that, not necessarily a full-on removal, but at least an attempt of a, not removal, reversal, but at least an attempt of a reversal. So that's what I was hoping for here. We had that 9 EMA breakout, and then I actually sold into this breakout once it started slowing down, which is a good thing because it did pull it back quite a bit, and I don't think I would have held through this. I could have bought again here and I took that 10% rip, but I was too nervous that we would have a big sell-off here, and I wasn't ready to give back my profits. And you could see there was a lot of sellers. Now, it felt like there was a lot of sellers in the order book too, because this ticker ultimately, when it didn't have this breakout here, had this fake out, it flushed all the way down 11%, and then it got halted, and then it actually opened up higher here, popped 8%, and I don't know, it's been a little bit weird ever since. I haven't really been super interested in trading it. But this is a classic red to green strategy. It's a really popular strategy. A lot of people look to trade it, and it's been one of my favorite strategies since really I started trading, because it just makes sense to me, right? A ticker's been selling off, it's near big support, and then you're looking to accumulate, looking for a big pop to the upside, and you can always cut your losses if it doesn't happen. Now, again, I did say this one did happen a lot quicker than I usually expect. 6% is usually what I'm looking for, sell off, and then selling momentum to slow down. Sometimes you'll see maybe one red candle and then a second red candle, and then somewhere in that second or third candle after the open, a trend kind of starting to reverse. This was a little bit unorthodox right here. Sometimes you even get bigger sell-offs around 12%. That's okay. Sometimes we'll get aggressive on those as well. But once I start seeing like 13, 14, 15% sell-offs, that's when I know there is something shady going on with this ticker, and I don't really want to be part of it. Actually, I would love if you shared in the comments below what your favorite way to trade red to green moves are. Everyone has a different take on it. And if you're totally not sure what a red to green move is, one thing to keep in mind with a red to green green move. So let's go back here to CRTD and then go to the daily chart. I did want to make this really clear. A red to green move is when the daily chart goes from a red candle to a green candle. So right now, when we opened up, it was a red candle, right? We were down 4%, and then when we went back up here 4 or 5%, this red day turned into a green day. That's why it's called a red to green move. Sometimes I feel like there's a lot of confusion around that, and I just wanted to help make that a little bit more black and white. Now, it's hard to say what's going to happen with CRTD from here. We've been seeing a lot of nice multi-day runners. This one looks like a bit of a squeeze candidate. Right now, it's having that big support at 6. Maybe it's going to be, a continuation back above 8 and then, go from there. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised. It's been such a hot market, especially for squeezes. So that is definitely a reasonable expectation. The other tickers I traded today, WORX. So let's actually go back here. This was the biggest gapper of the day, pre-market around. I usually make my watch list pretty early in the day, like 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, because right now I'm in Italy and oftentimes I'm in Berlin as well. So right here, this was a USA ticker in the health info services industry, gapping up 60%, 25 million market cap, 7 million float. I love these numbers here, but it wasn't seeing any news. But again, this was a potential fourth green day in a row. So I was like, okay, well, this one definitely has some potential here for continuation, just because that's what we've been seeing. So with WORX, you can see I was kind of buying this potential move back to the upside because this support held. I usually don't buy breaks of support, but I'll buy, if support holds, I'll start buying that first pullback. And that's what I did here. So very simple trade. This was still a ranging trade. I wouldn't call it a backside. Right now it's ranging. I would say between this area 2.8 and the support. And then we had a nice little move here. Now these were two great pullbacks. Here, and this was actually a failed pullback, so I would say one great pullback. Unfortunately, I bought a little bit too soon, and then I got shaken out on the first move to the upside. I was like, I'm going to close out this position, and the same thing kind of happened here. Started buying too soon, bought a little bit more. Surprisingly, both of these were green trades, but I don't know, just wasn't the best trading, I got to say, with WORX. And then OSAT, this ticker, kind of sucked today. For USA Communications Equipment Company, 40% gapping pre-market, 36 million market cap, 1 million float, and they had a really nice catalyst here. Global e-commerce presence to 190 countries was launched on Alibaba.com. Sounds like a solid catalyst. I was pretty excited. Now, this is the one that pre-market I started getting quite aggressive on. On the daily chart, yeah, it's kind of disgusting, pretty nasty, doesn't really hold its highs well, a lot of red. I don't know, it's, long-term, it looks like a horrible investment, a lot of dilution and so on and so forth. So definitely not an investor kind of stock, but at the same time, this is where volume was at. Look at this, between 100,000 and 200,000 shares being traded per minute. This is really nice. So I was starting to get aggressive here on the front side moves. And this is where I made all my money on the front side. I was, not up big. I wasn't using big positions, and I never got like one solid breakout move. I was taking profits too early, but I was up like $500-600. And then in this one pullback trade, I didn't cut my losses quick enough, and I lost I think $500 or $600 in this trade. I was pretty much back to, I think I was up $7 after that. So I gave back all my pre-market profits in this one accident. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then, once that happens on a ticker, sometimes I'm really hesitant to keep trading that ticker in terms of like having, big confidence and really being able to edge into a trade. So here, I tried to take this breakout, but I wasn't confident. Tried to take this pullback, but I closed too soon. And then look at this chop over here. It was getting halted left and right. So, probably good that I stayed away from this ticker. So, right now it's 10:06. I wrapped up trading around 9:40 something. So, it was another quick trading day. I love it. You got to be patient and then get aggressive when it looks good. And that's pretty much it. Front side lately has been much better. Red to green moves are always a go-to. And if you start seeing a lot of support come in, maybe rounded bottoms near big support as well, those are times to kind of accumulate and then look for those big rips to the upside because they happen fast and they are short-lived is what it seems like. Anyway, guys, that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to drop a like if you did. If you're totally new to the channel, consider subscribing. We would love to have you part of the community and in the Discord. And like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades.